Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. Woo! So, human is dead mismatch. That's a hell of a morbid statement to start out your episode with. To end your episode and to start your episode with. Also, I noticed this. What's that say? Needless to say, this is getting the plot is thickening pretty quickly. I mean, last episode, Carissa, she basically just pieced out. Like, her brain couldn't handle the fact that they had a potential time machine on their hands. Anyway,
I don't know how anything's going to go in this.
Yeah, so I guess here we go. Let's go ahead and get into episode 4 of Steins Gate. Here we go.
その先は詳細はゼリーマンズレポートナンバー14参照。ゼリーマンズレポートなんだ僕がわかるわけないっしょ。なんだこれは多分なんかのプログラムのコード。絶対わかんない。死ねクズが。もうやめた方がいいよ。ここまで来れば楽勝と思ってた時期が僕にもありました。ご苦労だった。休んでいいぞ。
Before basic, so it would be able to read that. It'd be able to read that programming code.
セルンの企みを防ぐには IBN5100 の機能が必要なのです。これはマユリの癖だ。俺は勝手にスターダストシェイクハンドと呼んでいる。
Seriously, she's gonna go blind.
この電話レンジカッコ仮はタイムマシンだ。
なわけあるか。
Ah, she's got to do laundry too, so she's probably gonna run into them.
フェリスちゃん、どうしてこんなになっちゃったの？
閉めるぞ。誰は宇宙同様スーパーハカーさんのしつこい。連絡ありがとうございます。いただいたプログラムが表示された画像ですが、確かにそれは IBN が独自に。誰を起きろ。これから世界を影で操る巨大な闇との戦いが始まるのだ。出かける準備だ。
でもマユシーは今日はバイトなので。
Aw. Just say, let him sleep and let her go to her job. I really need the IBN, and right now, they're the only one I can ask. Okay.
来てもらおう。
ちょっと。もう肩んとこおかしくなっちゃったじゃない。
前よりもへそを曲げたのではないかと心配していたぞ。いい年をして子供じみた真似はよすのだな。
あんたにだけは言われたくない。
いつまでも拗ねていないでラボに戻って働けクリスティーナ。
せめて呼び名くらい統一してほしいわけだが。
人の話を聞けザ・ゾンビ。
聞いてないのはどっちだ。
洗濯物を回収後任務を与える。
はあ、のこのこついていくとでも。洗濯こんなところにあったんだ。
そもそも電子レンジと電話をつなげたものでタイムマシンが生まれたもの。
タイムマシンじゃない。
あ
れは何かの間違いよ。タイムマシンなんて存在するのはとんでも科学の世界だけ。
なぜそこまで自分の目で見たものを否定する。
別に。
もしや過去のトラウマ。
私は父と同じ失敗は繰り返さない。
Oh.
ごめん、感情的になった。
今はお前の失踪を確かめるためにわざと。
She's going to hit you. She's going to hit you.
とにかく電話レンジはタイムマシンなんかじゃない。
もう来なくていい。だがこれだけは伝えておく。ラボ面ナンバー004は永久欠番とする。 IBN5100 について何か知っているか。
IBN？
古いパソコンだ。
何に使うの？
気になるか。セルンの秘密につながっている。
は？マユシはすごいことを聞いちゃったので。携帯禁止。ちゃんが見たことあるって。オカリンが探してるパソコン。携帯禁止。足りないじゃない。
Damn it! Otakus are... The otakus have come.
あ
こにある。
それは参戦したら教えてあげるにゃ。
Okay.
バカなことを言うな。
参戦しないならごめんなさいだけど引き取りねえだろにゃ。
It's like a side quest in a video game. Or a main quest where you have to do some shit before you can do the thing that should be simple to do.
Yeah.
参戦した暁には知っている情報は全て入ってもらう。いいな。
猫耳に耳言はないにゃ。
参りました。およ。
マユシーはがっかりなのです。
一体作戦って何だったん？
さあ、ただ今日は自爆するみたいに次々と突っ込んできただけだにゃ。
情報は教えてもらうぞ、フェイリス。
負けたのに偉そうだにゃ。
俺は参戦した暁には情報を吐いてもらう。勝ち負けなどどうでもよかったのだよ。
そうなの？よく覚えてないにゃ。
いや、覚えておけよ。頭脳的我が戦略を。頭脳的っていうか汚ねっつっか。
He didn't cheat if he lost.
戦略はどこにある？
小さい頃パパが持ってたのは確かなんだけど、今はもうないにゃ。
貴様、まさかそれがギアナコーチで習得したという奥義。片少し。
なんでわかったにゃ。最後に見たのは確か秋葉原の神社だったにゃ。
神社？これから柳林神社に向かおうと思っていい。なんだ、嫌がらせか。嫌がらせなのか。
You want to talk.
電話はなんだ。
あんたの居場所を聞いただけ。
はい、お父さんに聞いたらそのパソコンなら確かにうちの神社に奉納されてるって。
本当か？
パソコンってもしかして IBM5100？
はい、マキセさん大人っぽいですね。綺麗だし。
そんな、あなたの方こそ。
お父さん呼んできます。
知らぬが仏だな。
どういう意味？
ね、奉納されに来た方から言われたんですよ。いつかこのパソコンを必要とする若者が現れるから大事に取っておくようにと。
2000.
そんなことか。
That was John Titor from 2000.
またそれか。
IBM 5100.
IBM5100 ポータブルコンピューター。
間違いない。
それ
Yeah,
で
even the
よかった
logo
んで
looks
すか
similar to
ね。
the IBM logo I
これを
remember.
お借りできますか？
いいですよ。台車壊れてしまっているようで。
なんであんたとこんなことになっているのよ。
黙って運べ。まだ道のりは長いぞ。
後ろ歩きになっちゃうでしょ。
キビキビ歩け上州よ。
無理。
She's in heels, you dumbass.
上州ならできる。
It's hard to walk backwards in heels.
どうもでも無理。
I think she's in heels.
通過しよう。
Shit. Well, they found the IBM 5100. Jesus. Oh,
To
man.
get it back to the lab.
Yeah. And then they can potentially decode the programming language that
Yeah, it
CERN
would
is
make
using.
more sense for whoever's going to be in front to just turn around and like hold it like with their arms behind them, like, you know. Just,
Well, yeah. Also,
otherwise, you
again,
could carry it sideways as well.
Also, again, it's just, I don't know. For me, I think maybe I could carry it like over my head, like on top of my head enough, and then rest, and then just be like, okay, whew, all right, let's take a breather. All right, let's get back to it. Da, 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 da. But IBM's old computers are ridiculously heavy. I mean, because it's old school circuit boards and graphics and everything. Yeah, those things were just titans in their day.
I'm pretty sure the way they built them too, like it's not all made out of like silicon and plastic either. Like there's just like big ass fucking pieces of metal.
There's aluminum. There's the circuit boards inside are super thick. Yeah, and it's just one of those things that's just I honestly don't know what the what the full like build of it is or the build quality, but honestly, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by the fact that they found one. And also the fact that the dude was talking like, yeah, someone dropped it off here 10 years ago and asked me to take care of it. And he said some young guy will come here looking for it. And it's just like, that's John. That was John Titor. John Titor basically came here and said, yeah, I need you to hold on to this. Someone's going to be here in 10 years to pick it up.
So he's talking about how like it could have been me in a different timeline or whatever, you know, like different, like whatever they call them.
different
world line or whatever.
Yeah, again, it's playing with the Mandela effect. What I'm kind of thinking
is going to happen is he's going to get the computer, he's going to figure some stuff out with it, he's going to end up meeting up with John. And he's like, I never planned to go to the year 2000 at all, so it couldn't have been me, you know? But then he's going to be like, oh, I have to take this computer back and drop it off, or we're never going to get a hold of this, basically.
But
and it's a looping thing, and then we're gonna learn something new about how, like, even though the lines do go straight, they can go in circles at places.
But
and if the circle is broken, it will diverge back into like a different line or something. So maybe he's like, I'm gonna have to take this to the year 2000 and give it to the guys at the shrine and tell them to keep it, you know?
Yeah, but Halloween, the problem with him is that he basically came up with the he showed. We saw earlier, like, he was, John Titor, appeared originally back in the 2000s. Like, in the first two episodes, he was talking as though, John Titor appeared back in 2000, and he started talking about stuff back in the 2000s about how he was a time traveler. And then he went and he looked, and turns out a lot of John Titor's stuff had been erased from forums and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that's what happened, and then
it's like it was. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna line up, but maybe it's a whole thing where it's like, okay, so he was in a timeline where John Titor actually did travel to the year 2000, and then he had written a bunch of books, and there was a bunch of stuff about him, a bunch of info on him. But at some point, he's jumped to a different timeline, but somehow kept his memories of the other timeline. Maybe he was talking about memories get altered.
Well, it's the Mandela effect, because
shit, like,
think about this. Like, there's a lot of people out there who...
Or at least that's the theory of the Mandela effect. Well, some people think that the Mandela effect is due to alternate timelines and shit like that.
And that's what they're proposing here from a different world line, a different timeline.
I personally think the Mandela effect is just people's memory being hazy and groupthink, like, converging together. One person puts forth a incorrect suggestion about something, and everyone else is like, oh yeah, I remember that exactly that way because I've forgotten about it otherwise.
Well, the thing is, the one that a lot of people that I remember was Sinbad. Sinbad was
absolutely Kazam.
But he wasn't. It was Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
And I remember
that's what everybody is thinking about, and they think it's Sinbad, and it was called Shazam, but it was not.
It was a different...
I absolutely never saw a Sinbad movie called Kazam. That wasn't a thing that I ever saw.
The Sinbad movie...
I don't have that same Mandela effect as everybody else. I remember Kazam and Shaq.
I do too. Sure. I do too. But there's so many people out there who think
that.
The
one that got me was, like, I remember Berenstain, not Berenstain.
Oh, the Berenstain Bears?
Like, so that one was just like, wait, what the fuck? Like, I could have sworn it was EIN. Like... That one was weird because the second, like, someone pointed out, is like, lots of people remember it being Berenstain, but it's actually Berenstain. And I'm like,
what?
They're right. I did remember it being Berenstain, but, I never remembered it being Berenstain Bears, I even remember my mom calling it the Berenstain Bears when I was a kid.
The Berenstain Bears. Yeah, there they are. The Berenstain Bears.
Freaking weird.
Yeah.
I also remember Batman in the animated Batman series having a fucking yellow utility belt with the bat symbol on it. And that is not accurate.
No, a lot of people remember the logo in the middle.
I believe the reason I remember that is because there was actually a toy that came out that was a yellow Batman utility belt with the logo on it. But Batman actually had his logo on his chest. It wasn't on his belt. But I've not heard as many people talk about that one. But I was like, that's kind of like a Mandela effect that it's like my own personal thing,
For me, I would say Batman, Adam West costume. Because I think, that one's... Yeah.
I checked through most of the Batmans, and, for the most part, the yellow logo, I remember what the oval is always on his chest, not on his belt. But for some reason, I could have sworn in the animated series he had it on his belt, but he did not.
I don't know. But anyway, so this, there's a bunch of weird stuff that's circling around in Steins Gate, with the Mandela effect, parallel universes, time travel. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm still very, very intrigued. And the fact that they got the IBM computer now, after they've been talking about it the last few years, or last few days.
I just gotta say, I hope they don't keep up the same joke with, like, Christina, there's no Tina for, like, the whole show. I'm like, alright, one episode was good on that. Don't keep running that, please.
Yeah.
It was funny the first couple times, and by the end of the episode, I was like, alright, you can stop with that now.
Instead, just anytime he called me Christina, be like, I call him Shithead. Just be like, sure thing, Shithead. He's like, don't call me Shithead. That's my name. It's like, then don't call me Christina. Mm-hmm. And then he was just like, Christina, stop this. As soon as you do, Shithead. Just keep that up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because honestly, that's the only way an idiot like him is going to learn to stop doing dumb shit like that.
Probably.
But anyway, yeah, so that was Steins Gate. That was episode 4. Interpreter Rendezvous. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully we will see you on the next one. So until then, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
We'll see you then, everybody. Peace out.